Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jack Wood and I just like to make stuff. This is episode 7 of my boat build. So this video is going to be a little bit different compared to my other videos. It's going to be more like a vlog, but in today's episode, I'll be working on the shrouds, the forestay, and I'll get some rigging done, as well as finishing up the cockpit hatch. So to start off, I am going to be heading to a yacht store, which is pretty far from my house, but it looks like they have the materials that I need. But before I go, I got to get some measurements of the boom and the mast. I was going to try to make my own boom, but I realized it was going to be way too heavy because I was going to use a 4x4 and then just shape it down. Also, it's probably gonna be a lot quicker and possibly cheaper to just buy one. So I'm gonna take this boom attachment off and take it down to that yacht store. And then I'm gonna try to find some, I don't know what they're called, but I need to attach this front forestay to the bow of the boat. There'll be a picture on the screen of what I'm gonna try to look for. So I'm gonna try to find 3 of those, one for this forestay, and then 2 more for each side. Part of the mess back here, this is all for the interior, but I'm also gonna try and find some main sheet lines and pulleys. After grabbing the mast hinge, I went to my car and headed off for the yacht store. So it should take about 45 minutes to get to Newport, but there's a huge problem that I just realized. I never measured the foot of the sail, which is the width of it, so I have no clue how big of a boom I have to get. I have some photos on my phone, so I'm gonna try to guess, but hopefully I'll be able to find one that fits. I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't, but we'll see what happens when I get there. We're finally in Newport and I reached the yacht store, so hopefully I can find what I'm looking for. Luckily, there was a very large selection of booms to choose from. I found this 8-foot 2-inch one that looked like it'll work on my boat and it was only 85 bucks, so I just bought it. I also bought a few pulleys for the main sheet rig. So this mast does need some work, especially up here, but this is going to be replaced with my own. But that's what we'll do today. We'll get her set up and then we can raise the mainsail. All right, so I'm back and you can see I supported up the boom with some paint cans just to see how it looks with the mast. And it's a little bit long in the back, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna cut it off a few inches, like about 4. But right now, I'm gonna figure out how to replace this old piece with my new one, and then we'll be able to try to raise the mainsail. But one of my concerns is I think I need to get another wire to connect to the top of the mast and go to the end of the boom just to support it even more. But we'll see what happens when that's attached and the boom is attached. All right, so this is the plan to remove this piece and replace it with mine. So there's no way in removing it. It's just stuck in there, and I think it's because of these rivets or something on the inside. But my plan is, since I have to shorten the mast down there, like cut off about 4 or 5 inches, I'm just gonna take a hacksaw and cut this off. So hopefully the other piece will fall into the hollow part of the boom, and then I can remove this and then figure out how to attach this piece. Okay, so sorry I did not film it. I don't know what happened, but the camera wasn't recording at the time. But we cut off the old, I think this is called a gooseneck. If not, you guys can leave a comment down below if you know what this is called. But we got the old one off, and bad news is this guy still doesn't want to come out. So this may bother some people, but I didn't go all the way in. Okay, well anyways, I'm gonna shove the old one in there and get the new one and try to fit it on. But right now, let's see if this fits and we'll try to get it on the mast. All right guys, so I put the boom on the gooseneck and I put the gooseneck back onto the main mast, and it's looking awesome. I put a little piece of wood in the back just to prop it up, and it looks great so far. So now the next step is the boom is a little bit longer and I do not want it to pass the transom, so I need to trim it about right here. Foot of the sail ends up like right here, so I'm gonna cut off about 1 foot. Not too much, because as there is a little bit of room left up at the top, I'm gonna leave a little bit of room left on the boom, just because in the future if I want to get a bigger sail, I have the option to do so. So I'll get that trimmed up, I'll fix up the gooseneck and further attach it. Then I need to get another line and connect it from the back of the boom to the top of the mast, just support it, and then I can start adding the main sheet with these pulleys that I got. So before I figure out the boom, I want to get the mast 100% done. So I'm gonna go get some turnbuckles to attach the forestay and the shrouds. After a quick trip to West Marine, I got all my supplies. I pretty much got 3 turnbuckles and 3 U-bolts to go with those. I also got some miscellaneous parts. But now it's time to rig the mast and get these shrouds and forestays attached. So let's start with the shrouds. Now that the shrouds are attached to the mast and it's back in place, I added a turnbuckle to the port shroud and it's looking pretty good. So my next step is to add this U-bolt into the deck of the boat. Then I can attach the shrouds to that. Before I do that, I have to shorten the shroud. That's what these materials are for. To start off, I'm gonna attach the U-bolts. I will shorten the shroud and then I'll add the turnbuckle back to that and then we can tighten her down. I'm also gonna start with the 2 shrouds and then I'll do the forestay. Okay, so before we install the U-bolts, what we're gonna do is trim the shroud wires, so that's what Sean's doing right now.
Trying my best.
So Sean and I were able to cut the port shroud, and now Sean's working on the starboard side. While Sean is doing that, I'm gonna install the first U-bolt. I got this U-bolt in, now I'm gonna go back and help Sean cut the rest of that wire. So Sean said that he has that taken care of, so I'm gonna go back to the port shroud and work on that, attaching the turnbuckle to it.
Oh, your graphics on this thing are crazy.
Okay, so it took a while, but I was able to recreate this loop. Now all I have to do is crimp this, and then we can attach her to the turnbuckle and U-bolt. And we could do the same thing to the other side.
Oh my gosh. See that much?
I don't care what you guys say, that this looks amazing to me.
That looks really good. It's holding it tight. A job well done.
Okay, let's do it to the starboard side and the main forestay. Similar to the port side, I first installed the U-bolt, then I worked on creating the new loop in the shroud. This did take some time because the wire was quite thick and difficult to work with. Finally, Sean and I installed the turnbuckle. Yeah, let's go. Now we just gotta tighten that. Okay, so now that we have the port and starboard side finished, we're gonna move on to the forestay. Nice, so we got this in after many failed attempts. So since the U-bolt is in now, we can now move on to the forestay and get that all figured out, and then we can add the turnbuckle.
Gosh, this looks amazing.
For the new track, what I'm gonna do is just install or glue and nail in these little strips of wood right here, which will create the new track. I'm gonna do this for the full length right here and for the other side. And then I can give you guys a better description of how the hatch will hold water and how it will slide on top of all of this. I'm gonna nail these in and then I'll start working on the other hatch part. So now that we have this track in, we're just gonna fill this part right here. So now that this side is done, let's move on to the port side. So let's quickly fill this. So now that this is done, we can move on to the main board and make a little C shape that can fit around this track, and then we can test it and see how well the hatch slides. Using some scrap wood, I just cut out a few little strips that will go onto the hatch. Now Sean and I are gonna attach that, and then we can put her back onto the boat. So we finished hammering everything together, and yes, I know there's a little bit of cracking, but I think that's fine. This is all going to get covered in epoxy. So you can tell that the track will slide in right here and it'll be held down for the most part. So now we're going to go put it on and see if it fits. We haven't done this yet, so hopefully she'll fit without any problems. Oh.
Jeez.
There we go. It's a little tight right here, but we'll just sand it.
It fits. Look at that.
A little bit of wiggle room, but it's not gonna come. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Since the sliding hatch fit, I just took her out and I put in the sail and attached her to the boom, and I raised her up and it looks pretty good. But to finish up the video, I'm gonna add a little pulley with an eye strap on the starboard side for the main sheet, so we'll be able to cleanly and easily raise the mainsail. Don't worry, this isn't the end of the rigging process. I have a bunch of stuff right here, but I have to get a lot more, so I'm gonna make a whole video dedicated to rigging the boat. So for this pulley system, I simply just have one pulley and an eye strap, so I'll just quickly install those and then we can raise the mainsail. That was quite quick, and it is now installed. And I know, yes, I used wood screws. This is just for the moment because I have to take this out when I paint the boat, and I'll get some more marine grade screws, and I'll also add some more support underneath. So now let's raise the mainsail.
This process went very smoothly and I like the outcome. Again, like I stated earlier in the video, I'll make a whole separate video about the rigging process, so stay tuned for that.
So, if you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Next week, you will be getting another boat video, but it's not about this boat, it's about another one I built, so stay tuned for that. And then a week after that video, you guys will receive another video about this boat. So, with that, thank you for watching. Also, whoever comments their favorite food in the description down below will get their name written on this wall right here. So, thanks for watching.